Yeah, okay again. Okay, we've now addressing the issue. I think it was the last video I brought it up about the swing arms, or as they're called, Z-bars, being bent, and I'm thinking that it's probably just from usage. They're 40, well, they're 50 something years old now, but yeah, however many years of usage has actually caused them to bend. They're only like a press sheet steel, so yeah, it's possible too, because I changed the mounts for the shockies and a bump stop because I'm raising the car, lowering the suspension. But yeah, so it's quite possible that the heat from the welding did actually add to it. But yeah, as you can see, I've got the shaft disconnected. I've bagged it. You don't want any dirt getting there, especially because I'm going to be cutting in there shortly with an angle grinder, so yeah, you don't want any of that getting in there. For that reason also, I've covered up the brake pipe with a bit of mask. The bearings themselves, sort of a bit difficult to cover them. They're not real good anyway. At least one of them's got a bit of a whine to it. I don't think there'd be enough movement within the bearings to cause the camber problem. Unfortunately, I don't have the money right now to put new bearings in it either, so which means I'm going to be pulling it apart again sometime down the track. Would have been preferable to do it now, but anyway, that's the way it goes. I was hoping, I've got a long bar. This is actually a bar for a dumbbell, which is nice and straight, and unfortunately it's about 2 mil too small, so I've got some thin pipe. I'm going to put sleeves of pipe around it until it fits tightly. When I say sleeves of pipe, like that'll just be one cut in the pipe and then clamped in. I'm not going to put several pieces because that will make it off center. And yeah, I was originally hoping to just run a pipe right through from one to the other, or the bar, steel bar, not pipe. But unfortunately the gearbox is in the way. And the other issue too, so I could drop it down, I could unbolt it here and drop it down, but I actually want to set it up in it close enough, or as close as I can to its riding position, because it may alter anyway as it goes down. And the other thing is, I'll be undoing these shortly. They were adjusted back, and when I did the previous wheel alignment, I pulled them back. But I'm going to reset them in the middle of the adjustment on both sides, by measurement, and make sure both sides are straight with the floor pin. And yeah, as I said, I was going to run one bar, but the bar's not long enough and the gearbox is in the way. So yeah, so I had to make up this jig. It's 4 pieces of angle, 4 pieces of pipe. The pipe is because I'm running backwards and forwards here, but yeah, the shocky mounts would be in the way of having the bar up close to it. That's why I've had to pack it up with pipe. And so I started by cutting the bits of pipe. I've cut V's in this bits of pipe and just sat it all in place. I put hose clamps which were up close to the pipe. I've just moved them back so that I can weld the bottom piece of angle onto this pipe. So yeah, as I said, I clamped the 2 bits of angle onto the bar, you know, at the right length, set them in place, and tack these first, and yeah, and then I welded these bolts on with the caps, like I made the caps, cut the bolts off, heads off the bolts, sat them on just loosely, welded them here. I've also cut little V's out of these bolt down plate things so that they sit correctly on the angle. So as I said, yeah, I welded the bolts on first, and I welded these onto the top, and this is, as I said, while the clamps were up close to it. Then I fully welded the base, and then I moved the clamps in a bit so I can access the pipe, and yeah, tight once these were cooled down. I fully did up all 8 of the bolts, and then welded the bottom pieces of angle to the pipe fully. So yeah, that should now stay completely straight. I'm not going to unbolt it yet, it's still quite warm, so yeah, I'm going to wait till it's completely cool. Because if it's still hot, there's a possibility of it distorting as soon as you go down to it. There's still a possibility it might distort anyway, but hopefully not. Yeah, so anyway, the host clamps were only to keep together while I made it. They won't be needed now. But I'll have to cut the bar now. As that I needed it full length to set up the jig. But yeah, I'll unbolt that now, cut the bar. I'll probably cut the bar before I unbolt it actually, because that'll hold it in place while I'm cutting it. Yeah, and then we'll and he's taken off the other side. I've left this plate together, and it's easier to disconnect your handbrake cable from the handbrake itself and pull the cable out than it is to take all your take your shoes off and disconnect the handbrake and everything else. It also means it's out of the way. There's no cable getting in my way now. And same with the brake line. Instead of disconnecting it here, I disconnected it back here, so that it's not going to be in the way. Yeah, what else can I show? I have a bike stand here. This is really handy. This is a great thing actually for moving the engine. So, especially on a Baja where you don't have to drop it down, you just pull it straight out the back. But yeah, that's a bike stand, and that's just the right size for sitting the engine on. But anyway, yeah, I'll sit the jig on top of that, because the jig is quite heavy, and just the weight of it will be trying to distort it anyway. And yeah, so this is the piece of pipe, so I'll have to put another cut in it yet and cut it in half, because I'll need one for each side. But that's what I'm hoping is going to work as a sleeve. I didn't measure it, there was about 2mm difference, so yeah, hopefully that's just the right size to sleeve that dumbbell bar up to fit into the 2 bearings. So, which actually I haven't actually explained what I'm going to do yet. So, yeah, so that the bar with the sleeves will fit through the bearings, and go in at least a foot towards the gearbox. I will then I'll have to cut this bump stop mount off again. So I'll just cut it on the top here where it's easy to access, and then I'll be cutting it right down here right through the bottom, up the other side, and I'll just leave the seam on the top to hold it in place. Yeah, I'll get all that done, and then I'll get the bar in, and then I'll put the jig on it and pull it round till it's fits all in place. And then yeah, hopefully I'll have my wheels straight and run true with the floor pin. So, but yeah, because I've actually learnt how to edit videos. I'm gonna have to learn to do this soon. But yeah, I'm not gonna time to do it right now. But yeah, so if you want to see how it turns out and whether it works, you'll have to tune in to the next video, which will hopefully be, well, today's Monday, so yeah, got a few things on tomorrow, but yeah, probably Wednesday I should be finished the job. So we'll get another video up, and you and I will both see together whether it's actually worked and whether I've got it right. So yeah, if having shown all this, if I was just running this at a standard height, the best option would be just to buy new swing arms, Z-bars, save all this, messing around, like, that jig's just taken me like 3 hours to build. But yeah, as I said, because I've raised it, and I've moved both the bump stop and the shocky mounts, if I was to buy a new swing arm Z-bars, which I can't afford anyway, but I didn't have to go and changing the mounts and things again. So yeah, and yeah, I can't afford it right now because I got a problem with the other car. My main vehicle's got a diff issue. It's had it for a while. It's getting worse, and now one of the wheel bearings is gone, and you change a wheel bearing while the diff's worn and throwing shavings into it. So it's probably the worn diff that killed the wheel bearing to begin with. So yeah, and that was also the urgency to get this going, get this fixed, because I'll be driving this full time now for at least the next few weeks until I get my diff back. Yeah, it's also got 2 bald tyres on the back. This has got 2 bald tyres, or 1 bald tyre. I've got a scrubbed out left front. So yeah, I've got too many expenses to be buying new trailing arms at the moment, or swing arms, whatever you want to call it, Z-bar. So anyway, thanks for watching, listen to my ramblings, and hit the like please. Okay, bye.